Today we're covering the universal attunement question. This question, if you ask it, you can clarify how you feel. If you clarify how you feel, you can tap into your intuition. If you tap into your intuition, you can become an intuitive eater and enjoy peace with food. You can stop the food warfare. You can understand your body and build confidence. Food doesn't have to ruin your life. But it all comes back to that original step. How do you feel? Understanding how you feel. So many people I'm talking to don't know how they feel. That when they look in their body, they feel confused. Is that you? Keep listening, because we're going to go over the universal question, how you can clarify how you feel and walk the path of developing your intuition and all the magical benefits that come along with it. So if you notice, there's a Buddha behind me, and this question comes straight from Buddhist psychology. So if you're watching the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, or if you're listening to the podcast, please review it. I'm in a different location than I am normally. As you can tell, there's this big Buddha behind me. He's a happy guy. Now, the reason I love this universal question for attunement is because I've been heavily influenced by Buddhism. I went on my first Vipassana retreat when I was 18. This was back in high school. Oh my gosh, I remember spending the 10 days in silence without reading, no electronics, and going stark raving mad, but then having a big breakthrough. So when we start to practice mindfulness, at first you might go stark raving mad. When you start to listen to your body, you might go stark raving mad. And then you get flustered, and you think that developing your intuition, developing your body's wisdom is not for you. There's something wrong with you, and that's not the case. If you've been dieting, or if you just struggle with food, it's quite natural to be confused and unsure how you feel. But this question right here is the key to understanding it, okay? So when you look at your body and you feel confused, that's okay if you realize there are three states: pleasant, neutral, or unpleasant. Does that make sense? If you are feeling confused, that is an unpleasant experience. When you look at your body, it's neutral, that's a neutral experience. Positive is pleasurable experience. So what this does is it shifts your perspective. So the other guy I'm working with, when he looks at his body, looks at his hunger, it's like chaos, right? He doesn't know what he's feeling. And that's okay, because when he asks the question, what am I feeling right now? Pleasant, neutral, or unpleasant? He can answer that. No matter how confused about what specific emotion he's feeling. He might be confused about the specific emotion, but when he asks, is this a pleasant experience, a neutral experience, or an unpleasant experience, he can generally nod his head and go, yeah, this is an unpleasant experience. And just before I started recording this video, I was feeling dead tired. And I did this question to myself. I said, Jared, how are you feeling? I was feeling kind of confused. And the answer for me was, I'm feeling a little confused, a little tired. This is an unpleasant experience. And as soon as I identified that, something shifted within me. And I wanted to do this video. Because when you're able to create that mind-body link, energy is restored. You build that intuition. For example, I just built that mind-energy link when I felt my body, and then in my mind, I labeled it. I said, this is unpleasant. So I was able to create that link once I labeled my body experience as unpleasant. Mind-body link, pleasant, neutral, or unpleasant. As you establish this mind-body link more and more, you can rewire your brain so that you easily understand how you feel, your exact emotional states. You can then tap it. You can then just tune into your intuition, and almost like you know how to eat better. Okay? But it all starts with this felt body sense. It's called interoceptive awareness. There's actually like a scientific term for it. They've measured this ability for your brain to connect with your body. It's in fMRI scans where they can see that people they do like little sensations on their body, and some MRI scans light up and some don't. So some people just have a little harder time feeling their body. In my experience, people who think a lot for their jobs, they tend to have a little bit harder of a time for this. Like if you're an engineer, very common in Silicon Valley. So I hope that universal attunement question clarifies how you can begin this path of becoming an intuitive eater, especially if you're feeling stuck around stressed out eating. Okay, so that's it for today. Have a good one. Peace.